Y'all, y'all, I had to jump on before I listen. I'm trying to get ready for work, but I had to jump on because listen, I saw a thread yesterday, and it was a really good thread about the children of Israel with the golden calf. We all know that, and if you haven't read the Bible, basically Moses was in at Mount Sinai talking to the Lord, and the children of Israel got impatient, waiting for him to come down with instructions from God. So they had his brother Aaron, who was a priest. They had Aaron. They had Aaron make them a golden calf out of their jewelry, right? And so this person on Threads was like, what we don't realize is, or what we don't think about during this time is that that's the same jewelry God gave them from Egypt. Like it's what He allowed them to take out of Egypt. So he went into a whole bunch of things. But this is what I wanted to go back and read that. I was like, man, that's crazy. And so I went to the chapter before, chapter 31. Chapter 31, let me tell you about chapter 31. Chapter 31, I'm going to try and make this quick, y'all. Chapter 31, God has a specific person in mind. He already chose this person to make whatever he commands Moses to have. So concerning the Ark of the Covenant, he already had a person in line for that. He already chose the person. The person was chosen. He chose this person. He said he has all the wisdom. His hands know how to make stuff, and he specifically is gifted in gold, silver, and brass. Y'all not catching that. God already chose this person. He was already anointed. He was already chosen. He was already called to do whatever Moses was commanded of the Lord to do concerning craftsmanship. This man could do it. Not only could this man do it, God mentioned somebody else who could help this man. And he had a group of people who could build things well. He said they are like a well-oiled machine because they anointed. God already had his people chosen. But in chapter 32, because the people were impatient, they chose Aaron. And this is what I got from here. And it's like I could see it. I could see it, y'all. This is what I got. Because see, if you have read the Bible, you remember who chose Saul. The people chose Saul. But God chose David. God already had David in mind, but the people chose Saul. When the people chose Saul, they messed up because they were going by flesh. And remember when God sent Samuel to anoint the next king, he sent him to the house of Jesse. And Samuel was like, well, what about him? God said, nope, nope, nope. You doing this wrong. He said to Samuel, he said, see, man looks at the outward appearance, but I judge the heart. I look at the heart. And none of these guys are it. I'll let you know which one. That's how he found David. God already had somebody chosen to make stuff. But the people chose Aaron. Aaron was a priest. That was not his job. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people called in the ministry doing stuff that they're not supposed to be doing. There are a lot of people in ministry today who are not operating in what God called them to do. And a lot of stuff is getting jacked up. Y'all, I probably got sleep on I literally just woke up and jumped on here. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't wash my face. I ain't do nothing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't look at that side. But it's a lot of people who are in ministry who are not operating in what God called them to do. And this is what the Holy Spirit showed me. He said, when I choose people, when I have called you, when I have chosen you, everything that you do is going to glorify me. Everything you do points back to me, to God. It points back to him. He gets all the glory for it. When people choose, you lead people to worship idols. When people choose, when people decide to do things themselves, they lead people to worship idols. So, if you want to know if the pastor you sitting up under was chosen by God, how is he leading the people? Is he leading people to glorify the name of the Lord, or is he leading people to worship material things? Is he leading people to worship Jesus, or is he leading people to worship themselves? Then you know if they were called and chosen. Y'all have a winning day.